Thank you so much for watching my channel. I'm Ashley Ducey, an internationally recognized wood-burning mandala artist, and here on my channel, I share all things positive and uplifting.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's conversation because it's all about whether or not you're having a spiritual awakening. I personally love talking about this topic. It's really powerful. You know, many of us are in different phases of our life, different processes, going through different things, circumstances, experiences. So being able to discern your awakening experience, your awakening process is an amazing tool to be able to step forward in it with power, with just more potence in your energy and where you're going. So let's get started on those ways that you can really acknowledge this awakening in your life, and I can't wait to share with you all the good details. Number one is all about attuning to your own feelings. It's starting to get more in flow and in harmony with how your emotional body is feeling. Emotions translate to energy in motions, emotion. And being able to really kind of dive in and attune to how you're feeling, not only how you're feeling, but how your outer experience is feeling, how other people are feeling, how you're making other people feel. It's bringing more of an awareness to your emotional body. Our emotions control a lot of our lives. You know, a lot of us are compulsive with our emotions. We get angry, we get uptight. So when we can start just kind of being more of a viewer of our emotions and experiencing them, not as, oh my gosh, this is everything in the moment, I have no control over them, but just being more of a witness to them, it's a really great way of knowing that you're having an awakening experience. Instead of being victim to your life, you're starting to understand on a deeper level who it is you are and how you're showing up to the surroundings you have around you. And not only that, but how different people, circumstances, feelings, maybe locations are making you feel. Either they're in flow and they're in spirit with your highest self, or they're not. We can discern what those feelings are by feeling whether they're good or whether they're bad. But attuning to them is definitely a way to know that you are experiencing some form of a spiritual awakening. You know, you are stepping into your power as a creator in the world. And that leads us to number two. You begin shifting from that victim mentality to being the creator of your own experience. You take radical responsibility over your life. And instead of seeing the world as happening to you, you're acknowledging that you're ultimately creating what it is you're seeing out here. You know, if you're in a negative circumstance right now, or you're feeling something heavy or something challenging, instead of being a victim to it, we take our power back. And that's a great way of knowing that you are entering a chapter of your life that feels different. One where you are more powerful. You're more in flow and in harmony with what it is you're creating, rather than being a victim to what's being created around you. You're taking control over your manifesting, over your energy vibration, over what it is you're letting in and what it is you're letting out. You're beginning to acknowledge and see that your life is a reflection of how it is you're feeling. You know, what it is you're calling in this moment. You're acknowledging that your life is ultimately your choice. It's a compilation of the different decisions you're making from moment to moment that's creating your reality. And if you want to see something different happening, it's simply shifting your inner being to be more in alignment with what it is you want to see out here. You know, it's not being a victim to this anymore, to that anymore, taking your control back and acknowledging and understanding that your power is always here with you, and that power is your choice. It's your choice to feel good and to intend to feel good from this moment forward. That is an incredible spiritual awakening experience that definitely happened to me. You know, I had a lot going on in my early 20s. I was kind of a victim to my life. I didn't like where I was, I didn't like who I was with, I didn't like where I was living, and my whole entire life was an energy drain. I wasn't feeling uplifted or inspired, and instead of just like being resentful and angry about that, I started having this inner type of solitude, this inner knowing that I was ultimately creating what was happening around me, that I wasn't a victim to it, but instead I had the power to either keep living it or shift it into something that mirrored my greatest self and a greater reflection. And that's when I started to change what it was I was doing, how I was feeling. I changed my environment. I changed, who was around me and what it was I was going after. I started to become more goal-driven, goal-oriented, rather than maintaining and staying in that victim role. So number 2 is just taking radical responsibility for your life, taking your power back by acknowledging that everything is your choice. Number 3 is that voice in your head. That voice that's always having conversations up here, and you might be saying, oh my god, Ashley, you're crazy, but you definitely have the voice. We all do. It's the person who is talking to you when you're looking in the mirror. It's the person like downing you or being like, wow, you look great today. Or it's the person that's having a conversation with you in your yoga class when you're trying to meditate. When we connect and we become more aware of this voice and what it's saying, that is evidence of an awakening experience. That's becoming more of a powerful witness to your life, to your subconscious programs, and how they're forming and creating your life. It's being able to pay attention to what it is saying. Does it feel good what it's saying? Is it criticizing me and it feels bad? Is it bringing me down? When we can become a witness, and that's something we call awareness. When we start developing this awareness, we can begin to change what doesn't feel good to align with what does. And that is a spiritual awakening experience. That is you waking up to becoming and stepping into a fuller expression of who it is you are. Number 4 was a huge one for me. And this, in my early 20s, I started asking questions like, is this where I want to be right now? Is this who I want to be with? Is this who I want to be? Do I feel right? Does this work for me? Does this relationship work for me? Does where I am, does going to school? You start asking questions and you start basing your answers off of what feels good and what doesn't feel so good. And you start being drawn and pulled by what feels good rather than what it is that doesn't feel good in your life. I began asking questions like, is this where I want to be in 10 years? Is this the type of relationship I want to have with myself in 10 years? Where am I going to be in 10 years if I continue down this road? And that was a wake-up experience for me. That was a part of my awakening. It was a part of me deciding once and for all that I needed to follow my heart. I needed to follow what feels good. And it wasn't aligned with where I was at the time. And maybe you're asking yourself those questions and it is aligned with where you are, and that's fantastic. Or maybe you just need to make a few minor adjustments and you don't need to change your entire life and, travel across the globe and do anything crazy. Maybe it's just kind of some tiny small adjustments. For me, it was moving across 4 states and starting my life entirely over. It was working full time and being around young people that I loved and making friends, and that led me to this and that led me to that and that led me to Jake, and it opened up a bunch of different doors. But when you're starting to ask yourself questions and you're starting to ask yourself questions about the bigger picture of your life, that is evidence that you're having an awakening experience. That is your highest self calling upon you and asking you to contemplate where it is you are and where it is you want to be. And once you start contemplating those 2 questions, you will begin navigating what feels good and what doesn't feel good. And that is a part of your awakening experience. Number 5 is everything. Oh my gosh, it's everything. It's leaning into your faith. It's leaning into your faith. Leaning into your faith. That was my savior. At the time I changed my entire life. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't know if it was going to work out. Maybe you're in the same thing. Maybe you're about to take a leap of faith and you're taking a leap of faith in a relationship or with a job or with your passion or with traveling around the globe. Whatever your leap of faith looks like right now, have faith that the universe is holding you, that the universe is conspiring in this moment to facilitate you in becoming your highest expression. And that means following this right here, your heart. It means following what's calling you to be in your greater self rather than in that comfort zone. It's leaning into that faith. It's having this inherent desire to start writing. For me, I can't even tell you, I just started writing every day. I wrote affirmations. I wrote what I wanted. I wrote what I wanted my life to be, what I wanted it to look like, who I wanted to be with. And it made me feel better. It's being drawn towards what makes you feel better. Maybe that's exercising or getting your body moving, getting your energy flowing. Maybe it's pursuing a career as a nail tech or whatever. Whatever feels in flow, instead of being afraid of it, you're leaning into your faith about it. You know that divine is taking care of you. You know that this higher consciousness, this power is flowing through you, and it's conspiring to create the life of your dreams. As long as it's aligned with your highest self and serving good into the world, you're taken care of. The universe has your back. And for me, during my awakening experience, that was everything. That's what really gave me the support that I needed to be able to change my life, to move across states, to break it off with that old relationship that wasn't serving me anymore, which was challenging. I'd been in it for a long time. It was moving away from my family. It gave me that support that I needed to flourish, to nourish myself, to go after it and know that I'm being held, that the universe is always conspiring for me. So, long story short, you know, you got this. If these are any of the things that you're experiencing right now, be so grateful. They might be new and uncomfortable feelings, but they are aligning you with your highest and fullest expression. So if you're experiencing one of these or all of these, I commend you and I applaud you, because you're going through a huge shift in your life. And it might happen now, it might happen a few years from now, but you are in a space of becoming and growth always. And when you're contemplating this many amazing things in your experience, it's something to be really proud of. So I just wanted to let you know I'm really proud of you, and I'm here to support you inside this video and outside of this video. If you want to comment below any questions, if you want to write me an email, I'll do my best to write you back. And I just want to applaud you, because you're going through something that is uplifting not only your consciousness and your relationship with your highest self and becoming that person, but you're inspiring those around you as well. And I really applaud that, because our collective consciousness needs you. It needs that support of somebody being in their power, and you're stepping into your power. I hope this video really helps you to acknowledge and understand what's going on in your experience. Like I said, reach out if you need me. My name is Ashley Ducey. If you need support at all, email me. Check that free gift below. That'll also help you support. That is something we call the second mind. It's a free gift from me to you, so you can really begin diving into your spiritual practice, your journey, your reprogramming the subconscious mind. So check that out if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I really wanted to offer you guys a free gift from me to you. So if you see that link below, that is something that completely changed my life. It's called The Second Mind. It's a tool that my husband and I created together many years ago. I was working 60+ hours a week, folding clothes, commuting 4 hours a day, in debt about $6,000, and just not in a good space. We created this program together to rewire the subconscious mind and reprogram it to be a total magnet to the miracles we wish to create in our life. It offered me the opportunity to become the artist I wanted to be, selling $10,000 art pieces, and I wanted to give you the same opportunity. So if you head to that link down below, you will not regret it. It's just an awesome free trial from me to you. Thank you so much for watching my channel and subscribing. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.